Love American style. On nights like this, it's always great to take a walk. The wind is subtle with tiny wisps of air tickling my face in long motions that refreshes the mind. The city's bright lights illuminate the streets, bringing life even when most people are dead to the world. The stars are still visible behind the lights and skyscrapers, a sight that is as magical enough to make one forget. Yes, truly beautiful. Walking down the familiar streets on my way to my apartment, I can't help but feel the adrenaline rush through my veins, something I despise of myself. I don't want to be excited for this, but I truly am. I can't wait to see him, but along the lines of wanting there is also hating, and those things can be blurred in many occasions. I see the familiar building, walking in with a little jump in my step. As I walk to the start of the stairs, I stop myself, thinking about all the other things I should have done and shouldn't have done. I shouldn't have called him, but I did. I always did. Oh God, I can't do this, not because it's wrong, but because if I keep doing it, one day I'll break. I resume walking up the stairs, preferring this to taking the elevator for anxiety reasons, until I get to my hallway. As I turn the corner, I see him. Despite all my efforts, my heart skips a beat, my head swivels with thoughts, and my legs get a bit shaky. What a sight he is! Leaning up against my door with his hands inside his pockets, looking down seemingly in deep thought. He can't look better. He hears me approach and his head pops up. His body doesn't move, but his eyes change as I get closer. I walk up to him slowly and say, "Sam, there's nothing more I can say in this situation, Zooey," he says while he moves away from the door. I bring my bag closer to my body, making it easier to search for my keys. I pull the bunch out, locating the correct one, the one with a bird caricature attached to it. I insert the key in, opening the door cautiously, something I always do, and go in with Sam behind me. As I turn on the lights, Sam approaches me from my back, swings his arms around my waist and kisses my neck as soon as he moves my brown hair out of the way. I drop my bag to the floor, my keys along with it, and immediately my left hand goes to support his arm around my waist while my right runs its fingers through his hair. I love the way his dark hair feels around my fingers. Silky, smooth, thick, anything a girl would want in her own hair. My hands always feel a magnetic force to get to it as soon as we make contact. My hands are traitors to my brain, my heart traitor to my brain. Zooey, he whispers by my ear, sending shivers up my spine, something that happens often. I turn around in his arms to be closer to him. He looks down at me with those hazel eyes of his, bringing some sort of energy into me, making me want to do things I wish I wouldn't do. His eyes lower to my lips, knowing what he wants to do. I restrain myself from kissing him first. He has to do this first. For my own sanity, he has to do this first. He leans down softly, laying his lips on mine, teasing me a bit, kissing the corners of my lips with a playfulness reserved for lovers, making me want him even more. Finally his mouth opens, capturing my own with a ferocity that I can't help but want to match. My arms wrap around his neck, my hands hold his head, and his own palms resting on my cheek with immense strength. I open my mouth, giving him permission to let his tongue in. He holds me as our tongues run wild with one another, letting each other know how bad we both want this. His hands fall from my face so he can help himself out of his jacket, never leaving my lips. Without thinking about it, I lean closer to him as I shrug my own sweater off. I press him up against a wall and he kisses me harder. I grab his shoulders and holster myself up onto him, wrapping my legs around his waist and feeling his arms support my back. Without saying anything, he holds me and walks me to the bedroom. We both go in with lust in our eyes, excited to have each other, to experience our bodies connect. Though I hate myself for doing this, having sex with him is the most wonderful thing I have ever experienced. His body, his movements, but especially his sweet caresses and whispers. It's a rush I can't have enough of. In the morning I wake up with no one by my side. The bed is always empty. He always leaves, but never before asking in a soft voice, "Do you want me to leave?" And I always say yes. I never have the guts to tell him to stay. There are times when I don't even say anything. I just lay there under the covers until I feel him get up. I wish he would tell me how he really feels. Maybe that would give me some direction. But I will never ask him. That is not what this is about. This is not about love. This was never about love. This is about a physical connection. This is about not being lonely. But it doesn't work that way because when he leaves, I feel even lonelier than before. When he shows up he gives me something, a fire that burns inside me, but then he leaves and he takes not only his fire back, but something else from me. I then feel empty. I look up to the ceiling and feel the same hollowness I wanted to avoid. Sighing, I get up from bed so I can head to the shower. Sam doesn't have a girlfriend, I don't have a boyfriend, but a while ago he came up a quiet arrangement so we won't be alone. Anyone can break it off, but neither of us have. I take a long bath, change into a nice mood booster outfit. Some red tights under a navy blue dress. Dark colors make me happy. Calling my friend up to schedule a coffee date, I walk to the nearest coffee shop from my house. I grab myself a cold horchata and grab my friend a vanilla latte. With both drinks at hand I go to our usual meeting spot. In a park. I see my friend Cassie by the shade and walk to her, eventually handing her her drink. She knows of my problems and gives me time to gather my thoughts. We sit helplessly beneath a tree on a beautiful summer day in the city, just damn picturesque. The park is in the center of the city surrounded by skyscrapers and buildings of sorts. Though being so, it still sparkled with innocence and joyfulness, as the trees served as magical posts of childhood, and the pond boasting its wonderful array of nature which provided the little dreamer with imagination. Other simplicity was there too, I suppose. The park was filled with playing and dancing children, dogs being walked, food being shared, and us, we lingered still, miserably and intently reflecting on better days. You have to tell him how you feel, Zoe. Cassie spoke up. She looked to me as she sipped from the coffee, simultaneously pleading with her eyes. You know I can't, Cass. I say lamely and sip from my own drink. No, you just don't want to. That's not true. You're just afraid you're going to lose what you have with him. She flings her free hand around and adds, whatever it is that you guys have. But how will you ever know what he thinks if you don't ask him? I drink more of my drink and think, what if he doesn't feel the same way? What if I make a fool of myself? Zoe, you just can't go living like this. One day he'll find someone, and he'll leave you, she says harshly. I look out to the baby blue sky and imagine myself relaxing in those cotton candy type clouds. I would feel light and easy, something I don't feel now. I know, I whisper to nobody in particular. I know the day he finds somebody I'm out of the picture as easily as I came in. That I will truly be heartbroken since he'll have someone who loves him as much as he loves her. I won't exist in his world. I still remember when I first met him, in my US history class in college. I fell in love with him as soon as we started the lecture on the American Revolution. He was such a history buff that he was cute, that he was always mysterious and chill, that I always wondered what went on in his mind. It wasn't until a couple of months ago that we actually started sleeping each other, and it was such bad timing since I was actually his rebound girl. I look over to